To do this, move up here to underneath the Architecture tab, come over here to where we have Column, expand this out, and execute the Architectural Column command. You'll notice that underneath the Type Selector list under Properties, we currently only have a rectangular column loaded in a project, and it happens to have 3 different sizes associated with it. What I'd like to do is load in a round architectural column into the project. To do this, since we already have the command active, the quickest way would be to come over to Load Family. There are technically 2 different spots where we can load columns into a project. The first one is right here at Columns, and ultimately this is where we're going to be going. This is where all of our architectural columns are located at. There is another spot called Structural Columns. Anything underneath the Structural Columns folder is going to be specific, though, for the Structural Columns command. So we don't want to do this right now because we're going to be loading in architectural columns, and that's what we have loaded as our command. So come back up here to the top and double-click where it has columns. Here we have a few of the default column shapes. You can see that we have some of the more ornate ones, including Doric. But the one that I want to choose is going to be the round column. So highlight on round column and click on Open. When you do this, over here underneath Properties on the Type Selector list, we'll now see the round column family has been added, as well as 3 different sizes associated with our round column family. Now, these were architectural columns, and if at this point I wanted to place them in, I could. But let's see the process of being able to load in our structural columns next. Hit Escape a couple times on the keyboard to get out of the command. Now, technically, we could have went through that exact same process and then selected on Structural Column, Load Family, and then loaded in Structural that way. The other option, though, that we have is instead of coming through the command itself, is to come up here to the Insert tab. It's selecting on Insert and simply selecting on Load Family. Find that Structural Column folder, double-click on it. Next, find the shape that we want to be able to load into the project. I'm going to double-click on Steel in this case. We can see the different shapes that are available. I want to choose the very bottom one, the W-wide flange column, and click on Open to that. Now, unlike that architectural column, once you load that family in, it will load all the sizes in as well if you don't have the defaults changed from what they are. By default, with structural columns, you'll get a list of all the different sizes that are available. So instead of loading all those sizes in at once, the structural columns will allow you to choose which sizes you want to be able to load off of the list. And you can see that you have basically the entire structural steel catalog and its sizes loaded here into the project. And just so you can see it, I'm going to highlight on the very last one, the W4x13, and click on OK. It may give you a big warning message saying, do you want to override the existing version? And that's okay. Go ahead and do that. It's not going to actually hurt anything. Basically, it's saying there's already a W-size column loaded into the project. Do you want to add extra sizes to it? And we're going to be told yes to that question. Now that we've done it, you'll notice that it's not automatically trying to place it because we're not actually automatically in the command. We would have to once again come back underneath Architecture, execute the Structural Column command, go to the pull-down menu, and right here where we have the W4x13, this is that new size that we had selected off of the list. And if we would pick it, move over to the drawing area to place it, we would now have a W4x13 column inside of our project. So just remember there's 2 different ways to be able to load your different kinds of families related to columns into a project. The first way is to actually activate that particular command and select on Load Family. The other way that you can load in families, in this case column families, into your project is to move over to the Insert tab, click on Load Family, and find the appropriate family style off of the list. To begin, come over here to your project browser and make sure that you have your Level 1 floor plan up. Next, underneath the Architecture tab, go to Columns, select on the flyout menu, and then choose Architectural Column off of the list. And I'm going to move down and select the Properties tab. You can see that we have round columns and rectangular columns available to us. This pull-down list is the Type Selector list, and the type of column that I want is a 12-inch diameter round column. So select on the words 12-inch diameter, And that's going to now place that kind of column inside of a project. You'll notice that Moves with Grids has a check mark. What this means is if these grids that we're getting ready to place our columns on should move, the column will move along with it. Now, zoom in just a little bit so we can see each of the lines that are crossing each other. Also, take special note up here on the options bar. Make sure that this spot right here says height instead of depth. If it says depth, the columns will go down. We want all the columns to go up. Also make sure that where it has level 2, if yours says a different level or if it says unconnected, verify that this is level 2 because that's the height that we want the column to be, going from the first floor or level 1 up to our level 2 elevation. Once you've done those things, zoom in a little, and where these two lines highlighted in blue, you'll almost feel like it snaps in place. Click in order to place your first column. Continue to do this with your architectural columns at each location on the structural grid. The command will actually stay active, so as you're moving around, you'll be able to click again and again and again. You want to make sure that, in fact, you do get the intersection of the structural grid as you're placing your columns in place. Now, a special note to be aware of, because height and level 2 has been checked, that means that these columns, even though they look two-dimensional in plain view, in fact, have a height of whatever is associated with our level 2. To see this better, if you move to your project browser and open up your south elevation view, you'll now see each of those columns coming up to level 2. Also, if you move up to the top of the screen, you may have a little house up here. If not, and you're like me and you have the double arrows, just select on the double arrows and then pick on that little house. The little house is the default 3D view, and that'll take us to a 3D view of your columns. And these are all the architectural columns that we just placed. So remember, when it comes time to place columns, go to the Architecture tab, choose the type of column you want to place, in this case architectural. Make sure that on the type selector list you have the type of column that you want to place selected. Then make adjustments on the options bar as far as where you want the base level of your columns to be, as well as how tall you want your columns to be. Then select in each location that you want your columns to be located at, and this will place your columns at the right height in the right locations inside of your architectural model. Because when you first model a three-dimensional column like this, you want it to be modeled to real-world dimensions. Such as if that column only goes from the first floor up to the second floor, you want to make sure that it's modeled that way. Then, on the second floor and the third floor, you want to copy those columns up and stack them on top of each other. We can see this a little bit better if we flip to a south elevation view underneath our project browser. So under the project browser, find elevations and double-click on south. In this case, we can see that we have our different columns, and they're going from the first floor up to the second floor. Now I want to have the ability to copy these from second to third, and then third up to the fourth floor. In this case, the fourth floor is actually our roof level. So to be able to do this, our best bet is actually to go into a plan view and select the columns from there. Double-click underneath the level 1 floor plan views. Zoom in so we're in a spot where we can see the most of our columns. Move your mouse down, get fairly close, farthest to the left and bottom column that we can. Click, hold your mouse button down, and draw a window around each of those columns. And then just let go whenever you're done. If you should happen to accidentally choose something that isn't a column, you have the option of coming up here to Filters and select the little filter icon up here on the ribbon. And if more than one thing that isn't a column is checkmarked, just clear those check marks out and then select on OK. The next thing that we want to do with all these selected is move over here, and underneath the clipboard panel, we want to select on Copy to Clipboard. This is the same as if you were in other Windows programs and you did a Control-C, a copy to the Windows clipboard. I want to put extra emphasis on the fact this is not the same as Revit's copy command. This is a different type of copy. So once again, underneath the clipboard, select on Copy to Clipboard. When you do this, you'll notice that the Paste command becomes active. Don't click on the picture, select on the word paste. There'll be a few different options available to us. The one that I want to do is align to selected levels. So select align to selected levels. This will then give us the option to choose which levels that we want to be able to copy our columns up to. In this case, highlight level 2, hold down the control key, select on level 3, move down and click on OK. Now initially on your screen, you might see Revit think for a couple of moments, but you won't see any changes, and that's because those changes have now occurred on the upper 2 levels. If we look at this in a 3D view though, which you'll remember, you can either come up to your 3D house and select on that, or under the project browser under 3D views, double click on 3D. You'll now be able to see those columns have been copied up from floor to floor. Now this trick doesn't just work with columns. This also works with walls and with floors and anything you might want to be able to duplicate from one floor to the next floor. In fact, we'll probably be doing that whenever we're going to be working with our floors later on in the project. Remember, if you ever need to be able to copy your columns from one location to the next location, in other words, from floor to floor, all you need to do is window around them. After they've been selected, come up, select on copy the clipboard, then paste, align to selected levels, choosing the levels you want your column to go to. Now I'm going to come down here to South and double click on that. And you'll see each of your views update and your model as a whole will update with those columns in the appropriate